It's Tuesday. Yeah, I have to say that for myself every day.
Mhm.
It's Tuesday, and we are spending some time today focusing on self-care, which is fabulous. I know for a lot of us, since we've been sheltering in place, it's hard to find a little time for yourself in the midst of everything happening around you, working maybe, if you're homeschooling, if you're taking care of, do some caregiving for someone in the house, all of that sometimes, and even if you're, whatever's going on, it's sometimes hard to make that time for yourself. So today is all about you. And we're so grateful to have Mary Spinelli with us to help us focus on ourselves a little bit.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us, Mary. I'm so glad to meet you. So, Mary is the founder and apothecarius of,
Uh-huh.
and we're going to talk about that word. I'm Greek. I should know what these words mean. Apothecarius of Hyssop Beauty Apothecary, which is in Nutley, New Jersey. Mary is also a vegan, a Reiki healer, a garden enthusiast, and an animal lover. I saw she had a dog lover mug she was drinking, so I knew the animal lover. She was raised by organically minded parents, and reading labels was very much part of her upbringing. And although we see that there's a lot of natural skincare products that are around us in the stores. She has always gotten very frustrated with the labels because they're really not as natural as they tell us they are. But we are going to learn a little bit more how to stick to being natural and do a fun little self care moment together. So, Mary, welcome.
Thank you.
So, tell me a little bit about your business and how you started it. I know we have a little bit of your background before we get into anything else. I'm so curious to hear your path.
Yeah, so the background is really my frustration with finding skincare products that were truly as natural as the labels stated that they were. And so it was a natural progression. I was the girl that was at home making a mayonnaise hair mask. And so I just started making some products that I knew were natural using ingredients from around the house, sharing them with friends and family. And then it turned into a little business, and then Hyssop Beauty Apothecary started selling products at farmers markets, and that was really successful. And now here we are in a little retail store.
That's wonderful. What a nice
Yeah.
journey. So, from the time that you started your interest and doing your farmers market to your storefront, what was the time frame for that to happen? Just to share with other people that may be thinking about growing their businesses.
Yeah, I mean, I have always been the type to make my own skincare products at home, so that goes way back. But to the point where it was, maybe I'll turn this into a business, um, was, I would say, probably about 6 months of, really sort of honing in and formulating things. Then the business was opened in September of 2017. And by December, the first product was being sold on Facebook, which was
That's,
a lip scrub and lip balm duo set.
ah,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell us about how your background influenced your decision, though. It sounds like you were kind of raised to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I have been raised by a family that, we really didn't lean on anything that was processed or pre-made. Everything was made from scratch in the home. My parents had a large garden in the backyard, and so everything was always, fresh and natural. We didn't use a lot of chemicals. So it was just sort of a way of life.
Hmm. And then it stayed with you.
Exactly.
So let's talk about all the natural skincare products that we can find in the stores
Yeah.
and how unnatural they really are.
Well, and so that's the thing. So, and that's why the mantra at Hyssop Beauty Apothecary is read your labels. And the reason is because you may go to the store and on the front of the label, it'll have a natural product and it'll say natural ingredients inside. But then when you actually turn that label over and you start reading the ingredient list, you may actually find that that product has one or two natural ingredients, and then the rest of the ingredients are pretty undesirable. So that is the first thing is, you know, I say turn the label over and read what is in that product. The other thing where it gets a little bit more tricky is to understand that not all ingredients are always disclosed on a product label. And so that's important to understand. So companies can disguise many undesirable ingredients under the term fragrance. And so a lot of people come into my store and they tell me that they have sensitivities and they're not really sure what is causing the problem. And a lot of times it can be one of the ingredients that are hidden under that term fragrance, because you don't really know what you're putting on your skin.
So now that we've been sheltering in place, and although I think yesterday was for me the first time I actually put any makeup on since March 16th. And I know some people, everyone kind of is doing a different routine for themselves. I pretty much do our YWTV every morning on natural because that's my happiest state. This is it. I put lip gloss on though. So, um, but you know, some people get up and do their best face and feel like that gives them their best self for the day. But
Yeah.
you know, even with that though, that kind of whole routine of making sure that you have your face, you know, cleaned and you know, making time for stuff that might be more you know, like maybe if we, you know, normally maybe would go get facials or, you know, go have some kind of special treatment done, you know, there's not the ability to do that so easily now. And if you don't have stuff in your house, you know, have to go order it and have it sent, that's also a challenge. So tell us a little bit about some ways that we can pay attention to our skin and give us a lift, you know, while we're home.
Okay, so we have a lot of skincare ingredients right in our kitchen. Um, for example, we can do steam with our skin. So steaming the pores is excellent for your skin because what it does is it opens up the pores and it allows them to clear out from the debris. And it doesn't dry the skin, which is nice. So when you're done steaming, you end up with a dewy, glowy appearance, which we all want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's really simple. So you can actually go through the kitchen and, I mean, you may have some lavender buds sitting around in your house or rose buds or rose petals. You can use that. I tend to go into where I store my tea. So you can use chamomile tea, green tea, hibiscus, or jasmine. So today I actually brought some hibiscus tea,
Mm-hmm.
and hibiscus is wonderful because it's actually known as nature's Botox. It's got a lot of
Who knew?
great properties for youthful skin. So what I do is I just take 2 tea bags. Oops, there they are, right there. Everything is in reverse. So,
Yes, yes.
so this is probably about 2 tablespoons worth of tea. And then you just take any old bowl from the kitchen. And I'm going to just go ahead and open these up, pour them right in. And so here you go. So that's about how much you would want to use right there. Not a lot. Pour some boiling water from your tea kettle, put a towel over your head, and you can allow that steam to penetrate your skin. You're not going to want to get too close, just where it's comfortable, usually about 8 to 12 inches. Sit there for 10 minutes and just allow that steam to open up your pores. And it's a nice little treat to give yourself while you're at home, and it's terrific for your skin.
So I know you opened hibiscus tea. You said chamomile, but it sounds like, you know, really any teas or maybe some, you know, flowers, that you have around that you can use would work.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I wouldn't use a potpourri. I know that, that might look inviting, but potpourri has artificial fragrances, and that's not something that you're
Yeah.
going to want to be breathing in to keep it natural. But anything that's floral based is going to do great.
So once we've steamed all this wonderful hibiscus, and I did not know that hibiscus was a natural Botox. That's very interesting. I drink hibiscus tea, but now I'll have to steam with it too. So after we, take that moment, so before we do it, I guess we're making sure our face is clean and washed.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing on it.
Yes.
And then after we do it, what's the next step from that? Anything we should think of to do before?
Yeah, so after you're done, then the next step would be to pat dry, and then you can go ahead with your moisture routine. So I use a facial oil. So you would go ahead and just apply that, and that's it. Really keep it simple. I mean, if you want to do an entire routine at home, you could move on to doing a mask while your pores are open.
Mm-hmm.
So you could really make it as long or as short of a process that you have time for. Some of us have plenty of time right now. We're home, and some of us are home taking care of children and working. So this is a great routine because it could be as short as a 10-minute routine, or
Mm-hmm.
you could really luxuriate in it and take an hour.
So how often would you do something like this? I mean, it sounds fabulous, and I'd love to do it daily. But what what
Yeah.
what would irritate your skin if you did it too often, and what would be the good amount of time?
So I don't think that steaming would ever really irritate your skin. It is so gentle. But I generally do things like steaming and masking once a week. I think that that's a great place to start. And then once, a very long time ago, somebody had recommended to me to mask or steam on garbage night because you take out the trash. And it's a
Ah,
great way to remember it. So,
that's good
yeah, so
thinking.
once a week.
Yeah, I find with stuff like that, it's definitely good to kind of create a routine in your head and then try to stick to it, or else um, it easily slips away from you.
Exactly. And even if you have to put a little sticky note on your mirror in the bathroom to remind yourself, or set a reminder on your phone, and just, once you start making it a routine, you'll begin to look forward to it.
So the products that I see behind you in your store, are they items that it's your personal line that you've created and you've made, or are these items that you've curated?
Yes. Yes. So 90% of the products that are in the store are made right here on site by me. I even make the ingredients. So, for example, in the coffee eye cream, I use a coffee infused olive oil, and that coffee infused olive oil is made here on site. Some of the products use rose hydrosol, and that hydrosol is made here on site using a steam distillation method. Um, so yeah, all of the ingredients are even made on site. And then, so the products are truly handmade.
So you're also a scientist, it sounds like to me.
Well, I mean, you could call me a mad scientist, but yeah, I mean,
It sounds like you're doing some great creating. It's an interesting twist for STEM activities too for individuals, right? Something different
yeah,
to do with them for sure.
exactly. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So how did you come up with all of your ideas that you have bottled behind you? I know that you said you've been playing around with it for years. So was it all just kind of your own testing on yourself and your friends and family? How did you come up with like coffee infused olive oil? Sounds very unique to me.
Right, exactly. Well, because caffeine is depuffing. And so, I mean, most of us want something around the eyes that's going to be anti-aging, obviously. Brightening is a big one, and depuffing. So the ingredients that I put into the coffee eye cream are the coffee infused olive oil. So the caffeine is depuffing. The olive oil has been studied and proven to penetrate the layers of the skin and smooth out fine lines and wrinkles. And then I use rosehip seed oil, which is very brightening to the skin. So those products all work together synergistically to give you the desired effect.
So I know that you're registered as a New Jersey sustainable business. Can you tell us what that means for those watching that may not know, and a little bit about how, with all your packaging of your very creative and amazing products behind you, how that works?
Yeah, so it's an ongoing process. Um, I am always reevaluating new ways to reduce my carbon footprint. But some examples are when I renovated the retail space, I installed all 100% LED lighting. My electric bill is terrific. Also packaging. So the packaging is a huge element of sustainability here in the store. Um, Most of the products are packaged in glass bottles. I have a bottle buyback program. So when my customers purchase something, they bring back the empty bottle. I offer a small credit for that returned bottle. And then I sanitize it, relabel it, place it back into production, and that keeps it out of the landfill. I have glass bottles for my hand sanitizer that people use up, and then they can bring back the bottle, and I do refill. And I offer that at a price reduction of $2. So everybody saves $2 when they bring that bottle back. So really try to encourage people to reuse. Some of the products are packaged in compostable cardboard containers, so they can be placed into a compost bin or even in the garden, and they'll completely decompose for a zero waste option. Labels are purchased from a company that uses wind power. Yeah, so lots of different ways. Ingredients are purchased locally whenever possible, or sensitive ingredients like glycerin are purchased from sustainable suppliers. The boxes and the bags are all made from 100% recycled materials. Yeah,
That's
so
amazing. Well, it's
yeah.
wonderful to hear. It's wonderful to hear. And it's wonderful to hear that you've made it cost effective, because I think that a lot of times small business owners may have an interest in it, but they're worried that it's going to end up being more expensive, to do it, and they're struggling, with the budget. But it's wonderful to.
Right.
So, where did you learn all about how to make it a sustainable business? Also, was that just to help direct other small business owners that might be interested in learning about that? Where did you get that information from?
I mean, so the information is so readily available to us. So online, obviously, the New Jersey Sustainable Business Registry will offer you a free audit if you ask, and they will help you. They also have wonderful resources on their website. I also have aligned with other sustainable businesses, so through discussion with other business owners, I've had some give me wonderful ideas just in conversation. And through just always being aware of everything you're doing and asking yourself, how can I do this and make it less wasteful?
Well, that's wonderful. And, it's important for us to remember that every day is Earth Day, not just
Yes.
the year. And, supporting businesses like yours that really are putting a significant amount of thought into their products is definitely a way that we can all do our part for sure.
Yeah.
So, another question for you is, right now, so many of our small businesses, we've watched everyone have to figure out how to survive in this climate of, that we're currently in. And, we've heard the word pivot, I think, more than any other word, for business owners in the last, month and a half for sure. Can you tell us a little bit, how you have kept yourself going through this time? I know so many of the small business owners are looking for, ideas and encouragement, inspiration,
Yeah.
to get through.
Yeah, I mean, the wonderful thing about being a small business is that we have the ability to pivot very quickly. And we have that ability to be more nimble than maybe a larger corporation. So for me personally, I already did have a website. So that was a great benefit. Not all of my products were on the website, though. obviously my focus is on the store. So immediately I made sure that my website was as updated as possible so that my customers had access to the products through the website. I offered local free delivery to help people access the products without having to leave their homes. And these are really not difficult things. So, I take my orders and then, I either, my husband makes my deliveries for me, or, when I close the store, then I run deliveries at the end of the night. But, it's those little things that can really help your business stay alive during difficult times. I also rearranged the release of products. So I had originally planned on releasing my hand sanitizer this summer, thinking, summer, mom's out with the kids. And
Right.
that's when people use hand sanitizer a lot. And a trusted colleague of mine contacted me and said, you need to do it now. So I agreed with her, and I ran into my store and fine-tuned the recipe, self-labeled it. I didn't even have labels, so I ran my labels myself. And you just do what you can. I had bottles on hand, so I just used what I had and made the best of the situation. And it's really, it's been a way for my business to continue to thrive during these challenging times.
Well, and it's great to know that you have hand sanitizer, because that really is one of those items that, twofold. One, it's hard to find anywhere,
Yeah,
right now. And also, so many of the commercial brands are so hard on your body.
yeah.
I know that they're doing what they're supposed to do, but, I know I'm always feeling like, not quite right after using them. So it's nice to know that there's a natural effort, that
Yeah, there are natural alternatives, and the nice thing is that even though the formula has to be effective and has to have a high percentage of alcohol, there are ways that you can put other ingredients in to help soften that effect and make it not as harsh for your skin.
So, of all your products that you've created,
Yeah.
what is your absolute kind of like can't do without your go-tos? Curious.
So definitely the facial oil, and that is one of the most popular products. And the reason is because not only is it moisturizing to the skin, but it's going to balance you where you're oily. And the blend of oils that I put into the bottle give you vitamins A, C, E, B complex, omegas 3, 6, and 9, which basically translates to healthy skin. So sort of does double duty. It's a beauty elixir and a moisturizer all in one.
Okay, facial oil.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
I'm very interested in the coffee infused olive oil eye cream. I may have to make a place an order for that one.
Come on down. I'll be happy to set
Yes,
you up with that. Yeah.
I'm very curious about that. Well, before we sign off, is there any last kind of self-care inspiration you'd give those of us that are sitting home right now to try to have a moment in our day that's all for us?
Yeah, I mean, we have to take time for self-care. As women, I think that we expend a lot of energy helping others, and I think that's a wonderful attribute. But we also need to realize that we need care as well, and it doesn't have to be something that takes an enormous amount of time. Even if you just take 5 to 10 minutes for yourself, it's so refreshing, and we're better off for it.
Well, Mary, thank you so much for your time today and for
Thank
teaching
you.
us a little bit about how easy it is to just steam some water, put a little bit of chamomile, a hibiscus, a green tea, something in there to steam for about 10 minutes, as you said, and open up, and then follow it by more of a skincare routine, or stop there. Something really nice. And for everybody watching, we will be linking Mary's website here, and you can follow her on her social media sites. She's on Facebook and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So check out a little bit about her, and really kudos for making your business so sustainable and environmentally conscious. I think that that's wonderful, and I hope that we've given other business owners some ideas today how they can do that as well. Very, very happy and impressed,
Thank you.
with the detail that you put in there. So, for those of you watching, if there's someone that you think would benefit from this, but they didn't get to watch it now, these videos live on our Facebook page and you can watch them at any time. So, please feel free to share. And we hope that you do the facial steam. I know I plan at some point today to put my hibiscus tea. I was saying I'm drinking peppermint tea right now. So, does peppermint work too? No.
It might be a little bit strong around the eye
Strong, yeah,
area.
yeah. But if you're having sinus issues, peppermint tea might be the one to.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's great for opening up the bronchial tubes. So
So
yeah.
I'll be instead of drinking my tea later, I think I'll be steaming my face with it. It sounds like would be a good way, good activity to have a little self care for myself during this day. We hope that you join us as the week progresses. Tomorrow we have Deborah Lancaster with us from Rutgers Center for Women and Work, I believe, is the name of her department. She's an amazing advocate for women, and she's going to be talking with us about some important topics for our Why Women Vote series. We also on Thursday will be focusing a little bit on children. And we will have Amy Edelstein, who's part of our Healing Space team, to talk to parents about how we can help our children with any anxiety issues they could be having right now as we're sheltering in place. Sometimes a child's behavior looks like one thing, but it's really anxiety. And she'll talk us a little bit through some techniques to help us with those challenges. And later in the day on Thursday, we'll actually be doing a special program that focuses on keeping individuals safe during this time, whether it's domestic violence, sexual violence, or child abuse. Unfortunately, sheltering in place does present some challenges for individuals that are living these experiences. Very often they can be shut down with their abusers, and we're going to talk a little bit about ways that they can get some help. And hopefully we can help support our community by learning about these ways and helping educate folks in case they need it. And on Friday, we're going to have a little corporate check-in. We'll have Joanne Valley from Merrill Lynch and Denisa Mas. Hi, Denisa, my love. I'm not doing your name justice right now. Your last name. We'll have to do this together. Heitlager from McLaren Engineering. Denise is also a good friend of the organization. I'm sorry that I just massacred your name. But we're going to talk a little bit about how women in corporate America are dealing with this time of COVID-19 and sheltering in place. We encourage you to stay connected to the YWCA, connect with us on all of our social media platforms and our website. And most importantly, we encourage you to stay well. We stand with you. We are here offering these episodes each day just to kind of uplift, inspire, engage you, and hopefully provide you some information to help you through this time that we are living apart but living together, and looking forward to days when we can get back to different types of living than this. I don't know what it's normal. I don't know what it'll go back to, but we'll have to wait and see. But until then, everyone have a great day. Mary, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Oh, thanks, Helen, for having me.
Yes, yes. And everyone, feel free again to check out Mary's business at Hyssop Beauty Apothecary on her Facebook page and Instagram. And everyone have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.